Right, right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Right. Right, right, right. Dang. S dot 3
Okay.
with a
Okay.
tray.
Okay. It's Thursday.
Yeah, I guess we've been on Thursday recently, but
Oh yeah, we were.
not too often. Every now and then we have to shuffle it
Was it
up.
last week or the week before? We was on Thursday.
A couple weeks ago, seemed like
Thursday.
we were
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. They all run
shuffle it
together.
up a little bit. Coming to you live from the Sit Your Ass Down studios. Welcome to the Me and D
Pops and Son.
podcast.
For that ass.
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 No Diddy.
No doubt. No
No
Diddy.
doubt. No Diddy,
No
no
Diddy.
doubt. Glance it off in the corner. Got Houston and Golden State.
boosting.
55-40. Golden State up
55,
early in the
45,
second quarter.
5.
Today is February 13th, 2025. We thank you all for listening to us. As you heard us prior to, we do every now and then, if we have to shift the schedule, we'll come on and record on a Thursday, but normally it's a Friday, but it will be released on Sunday, the 16th.
As usual.
As usual. Rest in peace to Howard Twilley, former Miami Dolphins wide receiver, poker legend John Cernuto, Peter Tuiasosopo, actor from Necessary Roughness, passed away. Sam Nujoma, he was the first president of Namibia in Africa.
Do you remember?
And former NFL player and coach Dick Duran passed away.
Damn, Dick.
And then rest in peace finally to Bruce French, actor. He was a daytime actor. Rest in peace to those folks.
Okay.
Birthdays on February 16th. This guy probably gets very little love. Keith Gretzky, former hockey player and brother of Wayne Gretzky. I want to give him a little love. Dang. Keith probably don't get much.
And Keith
much
Gretzky don't get no love.
I didn't even know there was a Keith Gretzky too. I started pulling the information. To John Valentin, infielder for the Boston Red Sox, celebrates a birthday. Basketball guard, NBA All-Star 4 times. Mark Price celebrates a birthday. All-NBA first team in 93. Played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he went to Georgia Tech. I think he's one of the Georgia Tech boys. Jerome Bettis, the Bus, celebrates a birthday. Hall of Fame running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Won a Super Bowl with that crew. All-Pro in 93 and 96. And then Stacey Lewis, American female golfer, won a couple of majors. She celebrates a birthday. So those are birthdays. A little history on the 16th of February. The 39th Daytona 500. Hendrick Motorsports posts a 1-2-3 finish with Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte, and Ricky Craven.
Jeff Gordon.
In 1992, you know, Jeff Gordon used to be my man.
What was that?
LA Lakers retire Magic Johnson's number 32 uniform number that day. In 1986, Senior PGA Championship, South African Gary Player wins the first of 6 senior major titles with a 2-stroke victory over runner-up Lee Elder. And then in 1985, Livingston Bramble defeats Ray Boom Boom Mancini to win the WBA lightweight championship in Buffalo, New York. So rest in peace. Birthdays, a little history. Yes, sir. Moving on. This is from the Random Box. So this is just out of nowhere. If money were no object, what car could you see yourself in?
I don't play.
Yep. I'm Jeff Gordon. Yep. That used to be my little phrase.
I could not think of it. I don't play. I'm Jeff Gordon.
I'm Jeff Gordon because he did not play. When he was on that racetrack, he did not play. That was my man, the Rainbow Warrior.
Okay, so you said money was no object. You said what car?
I didn't know that's what you were trying to think of.
Yeah,
the phrase.
I was trying to think of the phrase for the letters. Hey, what was it?
My name's Jeff Gordon. I don't play. I don't play.
I'm Jeff Gordon.
That was my man.
Yeah, for real.
Used to love me some Jeff Gordon. But yeah, if money were no object, what car could you see yourself in?
I'm not even. That's crazy. I'm not even a big car guy. But I honestly, I don't know if it's just a song because Kendrick, all I ever wanted was a black Grand National, being rational, giving what they asked for. That car he had at the Super Bowl, that was nice, but
That was nice.
that's never been like my
I
car.
never
Okay,
seen a million people get out of one car before.
right, it was a bunch. Okay, but for me though, okay, I'll probably say just a filthy, just decked out truck, lifted up, murdered out, matte black tires, fully loaded,
hmm
can haul that, or I'll probably have that. And then for some reason, I've always wanted like a '64 Chevy Impala
Okay.
with hydraulics.
Woo, 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 woo. What color would that be? Just
Oh,
bouncing down the street,
it might
leaning on two wheels,
honestly. It'll probably be the same thing. Probably all black
all
with the
black.
gold rims on there.
Mm-hmm.
The Daytonas. Probably
Okay.
those Daytonas on there. What's the rims called? They're like all gold, not
'Cause I'm not a
spokes.
big rim person.
Not a
Like you,
is
I'm
it
not a
spoke?
big car person per se, but for me, if
Oh,
money were no object, I'd have to have that Rolls Royce Ghost 2, navy blue, of course. And then for family
oh
outings,
yeah, spokes.
okay, I'd have the replica of Barack Obama's Beast. I don't know if you remember his presidential car.
Nah, I don't remember that.
Just Google Barack. Okay, oh, those are nice.
Yeah,
Barack Obama Beast.
Barack Obama
It's
beast.
a part caddy, part Chevy truck. And it had I forgot how much armor it did. It could take a missile could hit it and it wasn't gonna hurt it.
Oh, it's the limo.
Yeah.
That mug was. Oh dang,
Look at the mug though.
he had to make sure.
Yeah, but that mug was tight. When he'd roll
You
up
see
in
how thick
that,
that door is?
yeah, you said the thickness.
That is missile proof.
Yep. I just
Dang.
like the style of it though. I don't need all the safety features, but I'll take them.
Oh,
I just like
Beezy.
the way that Joker looks.
Oh, Beezy.
Yeah, he got away from the
Yo,
standard limo that most presidents had, and he had that one
Cadillac.
specially. Yep, Cadillac with a Chevy
You know that's
truck
a brother.
inside. That Joker was nice.
You know that's a brother to the T.
There you go. That's
Little
from our
Obama for you.
random box. So, Super Bowl post wrap. It's been a few days since we talked about it with the
Mhm.
Monday night crew. Any lasting thoughts come to mind? Any further takeaways before we just put a complete bow on the 2024 season?
I was gonna say I should have said something about this. Falcons get better. Shoot, learn from this season. For real, how you fumbled the bag, man. We could have made a playoff berth. Not saying we would got far. We just were one game better than last year, and we made these moves. So it's just Penix. Penix is the future, and the sad part is we might be just releasing Kirk. We might release him, and we just paid him all that money where you could have just boosted up on the defense, man.
Man,
If Philadelphia showed you, of course they had good offense, but that defense,
defense
that,
wins
that
championships.
defense held them down, stalled them out, Debo.
Man,
And then
they didn't
also
even try to stall them out. They just
didn't even
kept,
try to
they
stall them
put
out.
that foot on the neck and they would not let up till the game was over. 0-0.
Zero
That's when they
zero.
let the foot up off the neck. Because when Patrick Mahomes and Worthy hooked up a couple of times, that was in garbage time. That game was over long.
Yeah,
That game was over to me. I say third quarter. I'll just say
third
third quarter
quarter,
just to
cause
be real.
right,
But you
be
could sense
reasonable.
it at halftime that if
Yeah,
they didn't come out in that first drive and they didn't do anything with it, I'm like, oh man, this game really is about
it
to
was.
be over.
It was a for real rap because, like you said, you could have said it was over at halftime, but you never know. You're thinking like, okay, they can get a couple stops, a couple possessions, how quick they score. This is 24 points. That's something they can come back from. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like you said, around that third quarter when the Eagles scored again and Chiefs still didn't have no points on the board, you're like, okay, this is
Turn out the lights, folks.
it was a wrap.
It was a wrap. Great game though from
Yeah,
Philadelphia's standpoint.
dominating game.
One thing I want to see, I made a note of this for later, and I pulled it, but I'm gonna bring it up now. After Kansas City had success, Jake from State Farm and him and Patrick Mahomes
Jake,
hooked up, and then all of a sudden they brought Andy Reid into the fold, and then they brought Travis Kelce into the fold, and they had several commercials. I need Jalen Hurts or somebody from the Eagles to be
man,
part of the Jake from State Farm crew.
get with
Because,
Progressive or something.
well, they had Aaron Rodgers and they've had other
Oh,
players,
okay. I see what you're
but I'm
saying.
saying now that the Kansas City, they didn't three-peat. Everybody wanted them to. One of the things I meant to bring up Monday night, too, I don't know if you remember seeing that commercial that played several times during the broadcast. It was a commercial for Fox News channel. But at the very end of it, it had the last year's celebration of the Chiefs. I don't know if you saw that, and I think they were expecting Kansas City to win again, and that's why they were playing that commercial. Yeah, but if you just play it, they were expecting a coronation, and the coronation was canceled by
Damn, they spent
Philadelphia.
all that money. We gonna take the chance.
Right, right. He had all these serious news pictures and photos.
You took
Then
the
right at the
chance,
end of it,
damn
there's a
right.
still shot of the celebration of Kansas City winning from last year. And yeah, you didn't get a repeat of that.
Sorry, Dad. Sorry
Sorry
for
for
ya.
you. Sorry
Sorry
for you.
for ya. Hey, it didn't happen like that.
Didn't happen like
A
that.
dominant performance by the Eagles. That was just all phases of football. Teams, offense, defense, coaching too as well. The man, yeah, just they did their thing as far as the offensive play calling and defensive play calling. It was just an overall, that was an effort right there. So man, yeah, shout out to the Eagles. I'm glad they took down the champs. And then let's see what the Eagles can do. You know, now that you're the hunted,
You are the hunted.
and it's always tough to get back there. But that was a dominant performance.
Very dominant. Congratulations to Kellen Moore, offensive coordinator, moves on, and he got the head coaching job for the New Orleans Saints. He was introduced today, which is the 13th of February, as we
I
said
don't
at
think
the
it's gonna
top.
do nothing though.
It's probably not going to do much, but one thing he did say that he's excited to work with Derek Carr, and he has been known to revive some careers and work with quarterbacks. They don't have any cap space, and the main thing that they were preaching is patience. And give them a couple years, let them rebuild, and just see.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but you know how quick this NFL,
But they know that they're already 60-something million over the cap for the next two years for sure.
I hope they give him a legitimate
So they
chance.
got to give the man
But
some. He
what's the
comes
grace
in as the
period?
youngest coach in the game right now. He's 36 years old.
Okay,
So they're gonna
I
give him
hope
some
they give him
time.
I hope they give him a chance because it's gonna be tough, and you're gonna have to build a culture, and it's gonna be
And we got no money to spend.
you
So
got
it's
no
gonna be
money
all
to
rookies and
spend
draft choices and
for
free
real.
agents that you can sign for the low. So they're doing a total rebuild. And I think if the fans are patient with them, they know what they're dealing with. I think the front office knows, and I think that's why they did go with
Give him
someone
some
young.
grace.
Yeah, who's not,
Give him some
we
grace.
don't expect him to win right off the bat, but 3 years down the line, you better have your stuff, your people in place. We'll be out
I
of
know you
cap
better be
hell.
improving each
Yeah,
year.
we
I
need to
know
be
that.
making some improvement. And like they said, the NFC South is where more teams have done worse to first than any other
Oh,
division.
absolutely. Yep.
So it
I
can be
believe that.
done. It won't be done next season. I don't see it. I think it's gonna be I
Thy
don't know.
kingdom come. I will
Carolina's
be
gonna be
done.
tough to
He
tough to
gonna have to
deal with.
he gonna have to pray on
All
earth as it
right,
is
so
in heaven because he's gonna need a miracle for
he's gonna need
sure.
some miracles. Moving on to the 2025 season, and I wanted to do this because I know with the draft coming up,
Mm,
and a
mm,
lot of
mm.
the national shows will start jumping on this topic. But who's your top 10, D, going into 2025? And we'll start with number 10 and work our way back. Who you got in the 10 spot?
Okay, let me see because I didn't do it in order. I just did a top 10. I just did 10. I did 5 from the NFC, 5 from the AFC, but these are my projections of going into next year. So let me see. Number 10 for me would be on my list would be I'm gonna say the Texans. I'm gonna say Texans. The Houston Texans would be number 10 for me.
Okay. All right. And I toyed around with them. My 10 is I got a two-way tie for 10. I got Cincinnati and Green Bay
Oh,
in the
okay.
number
Nice.
10 spot.
Nice.
Who you got number 9?
It'll be Cincy. It'll be Cincinnati, but it'll be Cincinnati Bengals for me for number 9.
Okay, my number 9 is San Francisco, the 49ers. I think they're going to make some moves, but just looking at how things shaked out this year, I got to go with these hot teams. Obviously, somebody's going to fall back to the pack, but for right now, that's who I'm going with in the number 9 slot. Who you got number 8?
Number 8 would be the Green Bay Packers.
Okay, not a bad choice. I got the LA Chargers at number 8.
Ooh, Chargers is a nice pick. I like that.
Who you got for 7?
7 for me is going to be the 49ers.
Okay. But I can see that. I got the Rams. So I got the LA teams going back to back. So I got the Chargers, then the Rams, or Rams and Chargers. Who you got in that 6th spot?
6 for me would be the Commanders.
We're dead on. You and me both.
Yeah.
I got the Commanders as well.
It might be a little, honestly, it's going to be technically a regression. I still feel like they're going to make the playoffs, but they hit a hot spurt at the right time.
Right.
As far as the teams they beating Detroit like that.
Yeah, they might not be playing for the NFC Championship again.
Right.
No, I'm with you.
That's tough to get back, but I still think they're a good team. But just they had everything went right for them. I know they had a last-second touchdown against the Bears. There's a lot going right for them that last season. It's going to be tough to duplicate that. But I got them. Yeah, I got them at number 6 because
that's a good choice. We're thinking alike there. Who you got at number 5?
Number 5 for me is going to be, and this is a toss-up because, it would be number 5 for me is going to be the Buffalo. No, I'm gonna go. Dang, this is tough. I will go probably the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Probably the Buffalo Bills.
I went with the Ravens in the 5th spot.
Yeah, that was the toss-up for me.
Yeah, I was the same
between those two, but I think next year, Ravens should definitely learn from this year as far as what they need to be doing as far as feed the dog, Derrick Henry.
Right.
As what Philadelphia did with Saquon Barkley and see how it worked out.
If you remember, and it's one of the few things we pointed out because he would have the record. They didn't start feeding him the ball till like the 4th game of the season.
Right.
And they were 2-2. If they really would have started the season off handing him the ball, he would have obliterated that record.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be close.
You just won't. It's hard to get back to 2,000 yards. That's just not something that you do.
That's special. That's
special.
That's why it doesn't happen often.
But you topped it off the right way on your birthday. You did get that Lombardi trophy. Ring. I can't fault you for that. Who you got in the 4th spot?
4th spot is going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
So we flip-flop. Mine is the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
All right, we're thinking alike. Who's number 3? I bet you I know who your 3 is.
Detroit Lions.
You and me both? Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm pretty sure then the last 2 play out the same. You got Kansas City 2nd.
Yep. And then Philadelphia Eagles number 1.
Philadelphia till somebody knocks them off.
Yep. Drumline.
The Philadelphia Eagles, no surprise there. No, that's a good list.
I think we
were pretty much in sync there.
I didn't have the LA teams in there.
Huh?
I said only thing I didn't have the LA teams in there.
And like I said, I had Cincinnati and Green Bay the same. I'm like, man, one of them's got to be in there. I'm like, you know what? It's a 10th spot. I'm just going to make it.
Yeah, two-way.
It's a tie. It's a 2-way tie for the 10th spot. Good stuff there. So you heard it here. We put it on wax early. We got to make sure we hang on to this list because I'm sure we'll have to revisit this as we go along. I heard a rumor today that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are very actively pursuing Myles Garrett. They get him on that defense. 49ers, man, that will do.
I had them up there. I think the 49ers, like you said, with Robert Saleh back.
Yep.
They're a team they're bringing a lot of players back. There's going to be a lot of just the same locker room, and then honestly help them out just playing a regular season this year. They can actually rest up, and if they can get another, like maybe you get a Miles Garrett for the defense, that's gonna be
Mm.
ridiculous. And if you get like another running back or something like that, I know,
Mm-hmm.
well, some type of just offensive skill player, because I don't know what they're gonna do with Debo. Hopefully, Ayuk is playing.
You got Jennings.
They
You
got
got
Kittle.
Pearsall. He emerged
Pearsall's a
those
dog.
last 5 games of the season.
No, Pearsall's a good pickup from Florida,
Mm-hmm.
but dude got shot in his chest, and he's still out here balling.
And
So
out
you
there
know he's
balling. He
tough.
made it back in time to play most
Bro,
of the
you know he's
season.
tough. Yeah, he's tough. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be a bounce back year for the 49ers.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see what happens. All right. It's not a taco.
It's not a burrito.
It's not a sandwich.
It's not a panini.
It's not a pizza. It's a
It's a
wrap.
wrap. It's a good wrap.
It's a wrap for NBA analyst and coach Hubie Brown. He
QB,
broadcast his last game on Super Bowl Sunday,
not right.
February 9th, Sixers against the Bucks. And he's 91 years old, D.
Woo.
I was just wondering, I haven't read anything to the
Wow.
contrary as to why now. And maybe because he is 91, maybe he didn't want to travel as much, but his mind is still sharp, still
Right.
calls a great game. Former coach of your Atlanta Hawks back in the day. I don't know if
Dang.
you didn't know that. Yeah,
No, I'm just talking about him being 91.
yeah,
Like,
he's 91.
I knew he was up there, but you don't really think this. Like, man, and he still just call it working.
Very sharp, yeah. But this was his last game, and they honored him after the game and took a lot of pictures. And players kept coming up to him and congratulating him, and they gave him the game ball. It was nice to see.
Right.
It was one of the things I was happy to be watching prior to the Super Bowl, because, like I said, I don't like to watch much pregame stuff because it's just after a week of build up, you just want to see the game. You
Right.
get tired of it. But that was a nice thing to see, and it's a wrap for his Hall of Fame career. And yeah, Hubie, we wish you well. Hopefully
QB,
you reach a hundo in good health
man.
and have a good mind, and you just keep watching basketball.
Yeah, hope
Keep
you enjoy.
educating like you've done.
Mm-hmm.
All right, son. We'll move on to the NBA, and we're at the All-Star break.
NBA.
And so for the first time, the NBA All-Star Game will feature a mini tournament with 4
Okay.
teams and 3 games. 2 teams will meet in one semifinal game, and the remaining 2 teams will meet in the other semifinal, which is game 2. The winning teams from game 1 and game 2 will advance and face each other in the championship game. For each game, the winner will be the first team to reach or surpass 40 points. All 3 games will be played Sunday. And if I remember, I thought I put the times, but I guess I didn't. I think they start around 7 o'clock,
Oh, they're
somewhere
gonna be
around in
playing
there.
basketball.
Yeah, so we're gonna have 3 games. I think the last game starts around 9 o'clock, the way they got it slated. But it looks like about 40-minute game, something like that.
Okay, I'm about to say it has to be something quick, because
Yeah, pretty quick. Like I said, first
you
team
don't
to
want to burn
40.
nobody out.
And so they named the team. So Team Shaq is made up of LeBron James, Steph Curry. Anthony Davis was named to the team. He'll be replaced by Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Damian Lillard, James Harden, and Jaylen Brown.
Shaq got a nice team.
Shaq's got a nice team. Team Kenny.
Little season, but nice team.
Mm-hmm. Team Kenny Smith. He's got Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Jalen Williams, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Cade Cunningham, Tyler Hero.
He got the young guns.
So he's got the young guns. So they did a draft for this last week. And then Team Chuck.
Good talent, though.
Charles Barkley. He's got Nikola Jokic, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Victor Wembanyama, Pascal Siakam, Alperen Sengun, Karl Anthony Towns, Donovan Mitchell, and then Trae Young is replacing Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's injured.
Shaq got a nice blend of veteran and young players.
I think I'll take Shaq's team.
Ooh, now off names.
Did you mean Chuck?
That's what I meant, Chuck.
Yeah.
I meant Chuck. Sorry, my bad. Shaq got a nice blend of veteran and still youth.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I might go with Chuck's team. Now, name-wise, Shaq got this LeBron, Steph, KD, Dame,
Yeah, he's
Kyrie.
JT,
Wait, hold on. Dang, Shaq got a nice team too.
James Harden, Jaylen Brown.
Now, Kenny's is a sleeper team. He got some young guns, and
He's
they're
got
gonna.
some young
I feel
guns,
like
but I
they're gonna
see
have
they
to.
might get beat though.
I feel like they're gonna get beat, but I think either Shaq or Chuck's team.
One of those two is gonna win it.
I like Shaq's team's better, but I think Chuck's team might be the better team.
I agree.
I
They
like
got
the
more.
names.
They got more height, length. When you're talking about Jokic and then just Wemby, just think if
Jokic,
you
Wemby,
post
and
both of those
Shai.
two at the same time, Carl Anthony Towns. I mean,
Yeah,
you got size. Pascal
and you still got
Siakam, he's got that
defense,
wingspan.
wingspan. Shai
You,
Gilgeous
and
scoring.
you
You
got
got
Shea doing
scoring.
the scoring. You got Trey Young doing some scoring. Donovan Mitchell.
That's what I'm saying. They got a nice.
That's a good look.
Chuck got a nice little
That's a
squad.
sneaky good squad, right?
It is. I think Shaq's team pop because he got all the names. Shaq got all the names, but they're old. They're
I
a
don't
little
even know
older.
how he lucked up in because they did it. They did a draft. Now I didn't actually watch it last week, but man, how do you draft and get all those players? Like you said, the name players in the league.
Yeah, that's the names. Those are the names.
That's pretty good right there. And then so the fourth team will be the winning team from the championship game of the Castrol Rising Stars. So it's the annual showcase of the top first and second year NBA players and then G League standouts. They'll play tomorrow night, which is the 14th during All-Star 2025. And then that's Team Candace. So they'll be under the coach of Candace Parker. So Candace, she's going to have the young guns. And game one is Kenny's team versus Chuck's team. So one of those is going to get knocked out. Yeah. And then Shaq's squad is going up against the Rising Stars.
Oh, they're going to get dominated. They knew what they're doing.
And then game three is, the winner of game one versus game two.
It's going to be Chuck versus Shaq's team.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because of how they split it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to make a splash, you'd have done Shaq and Chuck's team right off bat. But I think you got to add some entertainment. So you want to see those two teams.
And you want everybody hanging on to that last game.
Right.
You don't want everybody to cut it off after that second game. Like, oh man, I'm done.
Yeah. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Smart
so that's going to be interesting. And then Saturday night, you have all the events. You got the skills challenge. I'm going to tell you. So in the 3-point contest,
okay, there you go. Appreciate it.
You got Damian Lillard. He's trying to get his third straight win.
Ooh,
He'll be opposed by Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Buddy Hield, a.k.a. Jenkins, Cam Johnson, and Norman Powell.
Jink.
And then in the slam dunk contest, you got Montes Buzelis. I never heard of him. Stephon Castle. That dude can leap.
I was laughing at Montes Buzelis. What the fuck is that?
I was looking at it too. I'm like, never heard of him till today.
I'm going to have to do my research.
You got Andre Jackson Jr., and then you got the defending champion, Mac McClung. That's who's going to win it.
He only come out for the dunk competition.
Now, that's Stephon Castle, though. He's for Dallas, right? No.
Stephon Castle? I'm not hip. I had to look.
Oh, no. He's for the Spurs. I think he's for the Spurs.
Real? Okay. I'm not hip. I got to do my research.
Because he had a dunk last night. He did like his windmill. Hold up, D. Yeah.
No, you good.
I'm pretty sure Castle. Dang,
White Castle. Right. Some White Castle sound good. A little breakfast sandwich.
Yep, San Antonio Spurs. That dude's got some
waffle sandwich.
Now, he might give Mac McClung a run for his money. I could easily see
give
that.
Me a run for my money.
So, again, you got Montes Buzelis, Stephon Castle, Andre Jackson Jr., and defending champion Mac McClung.
Okay.
That's on the, and you got the skills challenge first. I didn't really go through those teams. That one is okay, but I normally don't start watching till the 3-point contest starts up.
Yeah, the 3-point competition has actually been the highlight because now you get more names in the 3-point competition. I think that nowadays it means a little bit more to be like, oh, I'm the coldest shooter,
Right.
rather than being the coldest dunker.
I got my money on Dame though. If I had to choose, I got my money on Dame.
Yeah, I'm a Dame fan. I'm gonna be rooting for Dame, but there's gonna be a sleeper there. There's gonna be someone sneaking.
I'm not familiar with Norman Powell. Cam Johnson, I vaguely remember him, but I just don't remember him as a knockdown 3-point shooter.
I think Hero might give him a run for his money.
If he gets hot, yeah, he can get sneaky.
I'm trying to see if Cade and
Jalen Brunson, I don't see him really.
No, he's more streaky.
Yeah, he's very streaky.
If I'm trying to think who got fundamentals.
Now, Buddy Hield can shoot, but I was watching him shoot last night. He was missing threes galore. Jenkins' little cousin.
Hold on. I'll be rooting for Jink. I'll be rooting for Jink.
Jenkins' cousin. It's gonna be on display
for Buddy.
Highlights of the week. This past week in the NBA, Jimmy Butler made his debut, and Warriors got off to a 2-0 start. They stubbed their toe last night. They took a beating by the Dallas Mavericks. That was a good game.
Yeah, the Mavs.
My man Kyrie had 40-some points in that one.
Like 42.
And then Luka's been he's been drawing crowds on the road. I know when they played Utah last night, and of course his debut at the Staples Center. I'm sorry, Crypto.com. Arena. I think he had 17 points.
I think he a crypto.
Right. Blood or Crypto.com.
He used to be blood, but now I think he a crypto.
He's a crypto. But yeah. And then Kevin Durant becomes the 8th player in history to surpass 30,000 points.
Yep.
So that was nice for him. That's a nice achievement. He trails LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Wilt Chamberlain. And then they've added Julius Erving. He hit with his points in the NBA and the ABA combined. So he's in good company there. KD, you got a long way to go, buddy, to catch Bron at 41,000.
Good luck to anybody. That's dang. He's still 11,000 points.
Still 11,000, and they're both still playing. So
you ain't gonna be able to catch him. You're not gonna be able to
catch him. Yeah, till he sits down, and you're not gonna play much longer.
Yeah, I'm about to say
after LeBron sits down
to get 11,000 career points. You're gonna have to be. That's some seasons still.
Man, that's still some seasons under your belt. Last week, he was part of our It's a Wrap on the tail end. It was Ben Simmons. He's been signed by the Clippers. And I don't know if you saw Pat Beverly came out and Baron Davis both say they see him doing big things. Now, my question to you, are you convinced that he's going to contribute or just continue to find ways not to play? Now, he says he's found a new lead, Ben Simmons.
Oh, Ben Simmons.
Yeah, he got released by the Nets last week. And the Clippers picked him up. And Pat Bev, Baron Davis, they're raving about him. They're like, they could see him returning to his past, being the player that he used to be, is what I'm trying to say.
Man, I think it's really
past glory. I think it's in the past.
Man,
I think his mental is so messed up.
But his mental got so bad after Philly. Yeah, it depends if he decides to. Because he has the capability. The talent just didn't go anywhere. You know how to play basketball. It's just like riding a bike. It's your confidence is at an all-time low. Just being ridiculed, being in the public light, everyone constantly talking about you. It takes a toll on you. And especially he's light-skinned, so he is a little bit more, no, just like, he's a little more of a sensitive. No, I'm just playing. But no, for real though, man, it depends on who he decides to be now.
I say coming off the bench, he can help him. Maybe James Harden can help him. Maybe Kawhi can.
But he used to be an all-pro. Like
I know he was an all-star. Yeah,
he was an all-star. Like he was on the rise of, especially your anomaly, man. 6'10", being with guard.
He had
capabilities.
magic-like handles.
Man, I'm telling you, he's dropping dimes.
Yep.
But you just let people get
Just
you.
couldn't
You
shoot
can
free
shoot.
throws.
Man, you can shoot. Just prove it wrong. But he was saying because his back and stuff like that, which it might be. But I
Just
think
bring your mid-range.
right.
Ain't
Man,
nothing wrong with a good mid-range game.
but man, until further notice, man, I can see he can be like a role play, like a
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're expecting him to start, and I think he could
maybe
be like
4
on that
point,
second team.
4 or 5
Kawhi's
point.
out, when Harden's out, you can come on with that second unit.
Mm-hmm.
Get, like you said, dish the ball,
But are you
distribute the
healthy
ball.
mentally, physically?
That's the part we don't know, D. He hadn't been on the court.
Mm.
I just
See
think,
if it's sorry for him.
yeah, well, I don't, because he
That's
made an
confidence.
ass of money. He made a whole lot of money.
He
He's
does
got a
make.
couple
He
of
do got the
bags.
money. He do got the bag. So
What
he ain't
money?
right. You know the feds listen. What
What money? So it'd be interesting, and it's something for us to keep an eye out on, especially the second half of the season. But like I said, Pat Bev was raving, Baron Davis was raving, and I was like, well, maybe they see something that we
maybe they got
don't.
the right.
Yeah. And then congrats to Jamal Murray, became the third Nugget in franchise history to score 50 or more points in Denver's win over Portland last night. They beat him 132 to 121. It was his first time he's scored 55 points. He had the high score of 55. And like I say, he's the third Nugget in franchise history to
Little nugget.
score 50 or more points in a game. So
nuggets.
congrats to Jamal Murray.
Jamal.
Real quick, the NBA rankings this week didn't change much. Oklahoma City Thunder still number 1. Boston moved back up. They jumped up 4 spots to number 2. Cleveland, they stayed the same at 3. Denver jumped up 7 spots to the 4th place. And then the Knicks jumped up 6 spots, and they're 5th this week. So those are your NBA rankings. The MVP race, they did not update those, so I don't have those. So we'll move on to a little college action.
Let's go, man.
In the men's top 10, Auburn is still number 1, and they got a big game Saturday at Alabama. It'll be Alabama against Auburn, number 1 and number 2. Duke lost, and so they dropped down to 4th. I'm sorry, they're tied for 3rd. So you got 2 teams at 3, Florida and Duke. And in the 5th spot is Tennessee. They dropped down 1 spot. Yep, Tennessee's still hanging in there. They got a good squad. I've watched them play Mizzou, and I saw them play another team. Houston is number 6.
They'll be boosting.
7 is Purdue. They'll be at Wisconsin on Saturday. Texas A&M got a good squad. They're 8th. St. John's is 9. They'll be at Creighton on Sunday the 16th. And then Iowa State will take on Cincinnati in the Big 12. The women, you still got UCLA. Nobody can beat them. As of yet, they're 23-0. They've got USC tonight.
Ooh, Juju.
We should have an opportunity to see if she can beat the top-ranked team. Number 2 is Notre Dame. They're 21-2. They'll be at Pittsburgh. Actually, they're playing right about now. Texas is 3rd. 4th is South Carolina. They lost. They're 22-2, so they're still one of the top teams, but they are 4th. LSU was number 5, 25-1. They still got that only loss to South Carolina. USC is 6th. Juju and the girls. Again, they play UCLA tonight. UConn is 7th. They dropped down a little bit. Kentucky's 8th. Ohio State is 9th. And North Carolina State is 10.
The morning rays.
So, yep, those are your top 10 for men's and women. AP top 10 men's and women.
AP play me.
Yes,
Couldn't do
sir.
it safely.
You got some juicy news for us tonight, son?
Little juicy news.
Let's get that juice out. Or our excess. Let's change that.
Get your
excess news.
Product placement. Oh, you probably can't see it. Product placement.
Now, is that with caffeine or no caffeine?
This is the no caffeine one. Like sometimes at late night when I just want something refreshing to drink.
Man, that is a good drink.
It's a good drink just to have. It's just and it's just now it's just got just vitamins in it. No caffeine in there, so good to drink, but I still actually get like a little surge of just focusness, a little energy, the B vitamins in there. Yeah. Hit your boy up, but we got caffeine and caffeine free.
I live and die with the caffeine ones.
Yeah,
So good.
I already had a caffeine one
So
earlier today,
good.
so I ain't gonna
Yeah.
double it up.
Right.
Be up until
Dude,
3
you do
a.m.
want to sleep tonight at some point.
I would like to get some good sleep tonight. Yep.
Time for that juicy news, because if you
If you
don't
don't
know,
know,
now
now
you
you
know.
know.
Young brother, young
Sister,
sister, young
play.
player, Dwight Howard, P. Diddy, Porter family, Cheetah.
Okay, for that juicy news, because if you don't know, just getting we were talking about the halftime show of Kendrick Lamar on the Monday Night Wrap Up show, and I was just going to go a little bit more in depth because I just saw some other just little reels on some of the symbolism. Well, there's a lot of symbolism, but I'm gonna do more towards the shots at Drake. So
The
Kendrick Lamar,
chain. I'm sorry.
that was the one of them. So the chain, the A minor chain, and he had like on the side, they were just like little child blocks. They had like the child blocks that they have,
The
like the
ABC
second,
blocks.
the ABC block.
Yeah.
That was on the chain itself too.
Oh
So like,
man, so I didn't really notice that. I just saw
notice
that
that?
A. Yeah.
Yeah, the A minor. Then he had the little child block. So he was really going. He was really
Doubling down on his
doubling
statement.
down. That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
He was really doubling down on the A minor.
Right. They say
statement.
when they got to that part, that was the loudest that the fans were at any point in the game. They said that part right there that everybody knew when it was coming. They say A minor. They said that
No
was
wonder,
louder than any Eagles touchdown that they scored.
man, no wonder Drake's doing, man. He's embarrassed. So also Kendrick Lamar, the performance was laid out as a PlayStation.
Controller, yep.
The controller, also Sony owns PlayStation, and Drake is in partnership with Sony as far as the music rights. So technically, Sony owns the music, so he's just pretty much saying like that was another just okay, yeah,
He's just straight
child play.
trolling them, isn't he?
Sony owns you, and in the PlayStation controller was a prison yard. So also saying that they didn't. So in the controller itself, it was shaped as a prison yard. You had your different cell blocks, your different things. So it was a prison. It was actually a prison yard.
Oh
Also
wow.
symbolizing like you need to be behind bars. So he some more, and then also of course we saw Serena Williams crip walking there, which he had. They used to have a relationship, so that was just some more trolling. And then
And
also
she
on
did the
top of
hell
that,
out of the crip walk too.
hell
That's
out of
not
the
the
crip
first
walk.
time I've seen her
She
do
do
it.
it free. Yeah,
Oh,
she
she
did
could
it
do it.
freely. She didn't have to worry about getting in trouble. And it was L.A. right with Kendrick. She had to represent straight from Compton.
Straight from Compton.
And had her on there, so she was part of it, and they used to have a relationship. And then also the performance with SZA that we were talking about. Drake and SZA used to date back in 08. Sometimes them still were friends, and now that she's going on tour with Kendrick, and
They
know,
got
actually
three good cuts that I know
three
of.
good cuts, and they going on tour together, so it's just even more salt in the wound for Drake. So I'm sure Drake didn't even watch the Super Bowl this year.
I bet he didn't. It's funny you say that. They said that they asked Kevin Durant. They asked Kevin Durant if he watched it, and he said, "Nah, he really didn't pay attention to it. The game was boring." Now I didn't know him and Drake were real close, and they even hung out this past summer together.
Oh, okay.
So he's in the Drake camp. So I guess that's why he was downplaying it.
Yeah, Katie would
but
be in the Drake
camp. When I listen to different music heads and people who've rated Super Bowl performances, they say this was better than the one with Dr. Dre and Eminem and
I think
all of them. And I thought that one was outstanding.
Yeah, I think it was just really just to see what was going to go on. And this is what, because at first it just looks like a regular performance. You really don't understand that you're watching it there. And then after the fact, when you get people who break it down and break down each thing that he did that was symbolic in it, you're like, okay, this dude is absolute genius. Because
Right.
I didn't really realize the PlayStation and then the Sony, and I'm like, damn. Then Sony owns Drake.
I saw the controller and I read it soon after he performed. I didn't know the relationship between Sony and Drake though, so
Yeah,
that's pretty unique right there.
that's doing your
Able to think
homework.
about that. Yeah,
Right,
you
that's doing
you
your
really took
research.
it to a whole new level to
Yep.
troll that man.
To really troll him, to really be like, "Damn." It's still like the bullying is still going on.
Drake, he can't outlive it.
And
Even when
run
I
it.
hear his songs, I'm like, man, you just don't have anything on that dude. He got you. I
It's
mean,
still
he got you to the tune of 5
A
Grammys, a Super
minor.
Bowl performance, and like you
Dun,
said, it's
dun.
still going on, and just all the little subtle digs that he continues to take at him. Drake, I don't know if you're a rebound. You can still make good music. I don't.
This might have ended his career for real, like.
And then he said he wants to sue people. You can't sue people for liking the song. You can't sue him for making the song. All you can do is try to get back at him. But
Dun, dun, dun,
I'd
dun.
leave it alone.
Yeah, you gonna
Because
have to
he's
just chill
really gonna
out.
slice you up if you keep coming at him. All right, son. Time for our pops, flops, and props, man.
Pops,
It's a
flops, and
fast
props.
moving show.
Pops,
Who
flops,
you
and props.
popping tonight?
Pops gonna go to the Philadelphia Eagles for winning Super Bowl 59, man. That was a great dominant performance and well deserved, man. Shout out to the Philadelphia Eagles.
That's mine as well. So we'll keep it moving. Who you flopping? Who you flopping?
Flops gonna be the Kansas City Chiefs for just putting on a lackluster performance. I was actually rooting for the Eagles, but I was hoping for a good game. That was a whooping right there. You guys didn't even look like the same team, so that was a flop for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mine is along the same lines. I had to give it to Andy Reid for first time in a long time. He seemed unable to make the proper adjustments
Yeah,
to
nothing
make
was
it
happening.
somewhat of a game. I didn't expect them to get back in it all the way because, like I said, Philadelphia, the way they were playing, and you could see they were ready to put the foot on the neck of the Chiefs.
Way.
But I was just expecting it to be a much better game, like you said. And then who you propping, son? Who you propping?
Pops is gonna go to that man, Jalen Hurts,
He
man, for
deserves
winning the
it.
Super Bowl and being Super Bowl MVP and just showing to all the naysayers out there that, man, I've been a champion, I've been a winner, and this is not gonna be the last time you see me in Super Bowls competing for titles, man. I think he definitely probably has an. If they can keep Saquon and some of those pieces around, I know they're gonna get a new offensive coordinator, but man, if they can get just another, I think they're going to be contending for another title here in the next couple of years. I think he has the potential of getting another one.
Their
Like two,
defense is one of the youngest in the league.
yeah,
So
Georgia.
they're gonna be around for quite a while.
Yeah,
Mine is going to Drekis Duplessis
Drake's
for
Duplessis.
defending his title and dismantling Sean Strickland's
Oh,
face.
killed him.
Man, in the 4th round, he broke his nose. He hit him so hard.
He
Oh boy
broke
had
his
to
mic.
put it back. He had to. Yeah, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
When he replaced his own nose,
Oh,
man, he
woo.
pushed it back. But then Duplessis hit him again and busted it back open.
Oh,
Yeah, I've never seen that much blood come
damn.
from somebody's face before. Seriously.
You never like
Unless
hit your
somebody's head was
nose,
busted.
right? You ever like hit your nose and your eyes get all
Right, your
watery?
eyes are watered.
Imagine if your is broken,
It's
you gotta
broken and you replace
replace
it.
it,
Yeah.
and then it gets broke again.
But then he kept hitting them. That's the thing.
Oh,
He just kept hitting them in it.
I couldn't. I
Yeah, it
can't.
was. I thought he was. I got to give Strickland
Oh,
credit in terms of he didn't quit because I think I would have just. I'd been look,
man,
man, throw the towel
you
in,
got the
man.
title. You got it, bro.
Yeah, you can have
You
it.
got it, bro.
He dismantled his face.
Man,
Yeah,
he rearranged his face.
he did.
Oh,
Yeah, it was. Oof. Yeah, that was a tough. And I woke up just in time to see it. I watched the ladies fight. Zhang beat Suarez, and then I've drifted off. But about the 3rd round, I got into it, and then man, I saw him break that man's face open, and it's like, oof. Yeah, it's a totally different sport, D.
yeah,
That's not for the faint and weak of heart. You
no.
tough to get it in the octagon. I
Oh,
got to give those fellas a
absolutely.
lot of credit.
Absolutely.
A lot of credit. We're at that point of the podcast of the show when it's time for us to tell someone to sit your ass down.
On.
Man, sit your ass down. Please.
Please.
And
And
thank
thank
you.
you.
Who you telling, son?
My sit your ass down is gonna go to Aaron Rodgers, man. Sit your ass down. The Jets come out today said that they're gonna be moving on from Aaron Rodgers. They're gonna be
Right.
going in a different direction than Aaron Rodgers. It didn't work out. The turmoil, it just didn't happen, man. It's just not in the calling. It's not like he played terrible, but it wasn't up to the standards of what they were thinking. Also, the Jets, it was a debacle of a franchise anyway, getting rid of their head coach and all the
Dang.
movement. You pretty much didn't have a head coach for real, for real. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers. But I think the best thing for him, I'm not saying that he still can't play and get on a roster. He potentially could be a starter somewhere.
Right.
But I think the goal is to win a Super Bowl. And I think with the young talent and the young quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes is very young, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You got some people on the
Brock
rise.
Purdy.
Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy's only 25 years old.
Jaden Daniels.
Yep.
And you got some emergence.
May.
Drake May. Michael Penix might do
Michael
something.
Penix, yeah.
But Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
The list, you can go down. Matthew Stafford still looks like he can still play.
He can sling it.
You got a lot of quarterbacks all those quarterbacks that I just named.
Jared Goff. Shit, we forgot about Jared Goff. Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I can keep going before I even mention your name. Dak Prescott.
Yeah. No, seriously.
I mean, for real,
Dak's
though,
still talented.
He's still talented. Now, there's a lot of quarterbacks that I'm just seeing, like
our one boy, CJ Stroud,
Bo Nix,
Anthony Richardson,
Justin Herbert. Did we actually Justin Herbert?
Huh?
Justin Herbert?
I'm not impressed with him anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Caleb Williams. Now we're getting to the bottom. Anthony Richardson. Now we're getting to the bottom.
Yeah, we're getting to the bottom. We're starting
Russell
to scratch.
Wilson. Okay, no, I'm just like, but
Justin Fields.
Right, I'm gonna say Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. But there's some quarterbacks that I'm just like, are you really better than them? It's just a different league now, and there's some young, hungry quarterbacks that's just in better situations that teams are wanting to follow and build around. I think no team wants to really build around you, especially all your demands, and it seems like you come in there with a long list of, okay, it needs to be this, I need to have this, I need to have this. Okay, man, if you can't win with what we got, man, you might gonna have to go ahead and sit your ass down.
Stepping. Yeah.
Yes. Aaron Rodgers, man, this just might be the time for you to just go ahead, sit your ass down while you got your health, while you're still upright. You just came back from a serious injury. Come on, you might as well just chill on the Pat McAfee show, do podcasts, and do other endeavors that it seems like is more important to you. Aaron Rodgers, man, sit your ass down.
All right. Mine is going to go to, and I almost pulled Jenkins out just for this guy. And he's in the media, very famous, Stephen A. Smith. And I know a lot of times he says things for clickbait or just to get a rise out of people.
Right.
But for him to tell us that he could see himself being the president of the United States if he didn't have to campaign was one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. Stephen A., do you know part of running for president? You have to campaign. You got to get out there. You got to shake some hands. You got to kiss some babies. You got to go from state to state to state to state to state your case.
You got to market yourself.
Man, sit your ass down, man. You've been drinking too much of your own Kool-Aid, dude. I like the success that you've had. I'm happy for you, but sometimes you get a little bit too full of yourself. I don't see you in any capacity being the president of the United States. You might be president of the mongoose looking ass people.
Man.
Not the president of the United States.
Looking like a Mississippi pastor.
Man. See, Mississippi.
I'm not voting for
Stephen A. Hey, sit your ass down, man. You got a great thing at ESPN. Enjoy your platform. Do what you're doing. You're not president worthy. We already have somebody in office that's not president worthy. We don't need anyone else. Enjoy ESPN. Enjoy your other outside endeavors in the media. But president, that's not one of them, man. Sit your ass down. Ooh, all right, son, man. We chopped it up. We had a lot to go through, a lot of NBA stuff, especially with the All-Star game coming up. We're starting to get into more basketball. Obviously, we'll start talking players, particular players in college, highlighting them as we get closer to March Madness, which, man, is probably about 3-4 weeks away.
Man, it's close.
And it's coming up so
That's
quickly.
So crazy. Dang.
Yeah, things are flying.
Dang.
We got pitchers and catchers reporting spring training for baseball. So, yeah, it's starting to get into that time of the year. All right, son, man. We had a good one. And as always, we thank you all for listening to the Me and D Pops and Son podcast.
For that ass.
There you go. For that ass.
For that ass.
For that ass. Son, take it away. Tell them.
Man, but until next time,
I'm a hot.